what legacy will I leave behind? So it's a very interesting word, if looked at from both these aspects. And well, being born in Pakistan, very much in Lahori, this word had both these meanings in my life, in the sense that we are a product of our history. We've inherited it, and it places us in a very interesting position. In my case, because a lot of people from my family had been in the legal profession or in the political field, make me question, okay, am I only supposed to take the legacy forward, or am I going to, as we're discussing today, redefine that legacy? Am I going to find my own voice and my own paths? And that also brought into the equation the question of, okay, fine, so what legacy am I going to leave behind? And what happened was that, it was very interesting listening to the introduction that was just given about me, what I've done so far. And yes, I did get to pursue my education in law, but once you've gotten the education, you know your own resume, that list, you've ticked all the boxes, you then ask yourself, but what do I really want? Where do I see myself in the larger picture? And that's when you listen to your inner voice. And it was a very interesting point in time when I had graduated. Like many of you people, I was also once young, and I just thought, what is it that I feel the most about? And I think that is what motivates you. And I looked around me and I thought, it's not just enough that you've got a legal qualification, that you can call yourself a law graduate and then you're going to venture into launching your legal career. But try to find a niche for yourself in an area that you feel the most about. So when I looked around me, being Pakistani, I just saw so many sections of society where so many individuals existed and they did not enjoy the same privileges as me, same opportunities as me. And I started questioning myself, should I give myself a pat on the back for all that I've gotten, or actually this was just my luck and my privilege? And I don't think that I would have left a legacy behind worth remembering or worth writing about if I did not make any difference, if I did not use my voice for the right cause. And it really made me feel uncomfortable when I saw class divisions, and I call it class apartheid, and they do exist right before our very eyes. When I saw that there were people who were disenfranchised or were not given full rights as citizens, because they come from a certain ethnic background, or they come from a religious minority background, and even the word minority in its own right is very problematic. And I just thought of myself, and I realized, okay, so Punjabi person born in a Sunni Muslim household, upper middle class, and you've ticked all the right boxes. So perhaps it's not because you are a cut above the rest, certainly not. But it's because the circumstances you were born in, that's the legacy you inherited. But then the thing is that how will you carve out a path for yourself? How are you going to be a force for good for the wider society? And that's when I realized, this is what somehow irks me the most, is that all the educational journey that I went through, I was taught about the values of why law matters, why human rights matter, and if I cannot implement it in my own vicinity, in my own neighborhood, in my own surrounding vicinity, if I cannot have that implemented, then my education has not been worth it, and I have certainly not done justice to all the opportunities that I was given. And that was exactly when I realized, okay, I'm going to speak about uncomfortable topics. They keep telling me that this is a no-go zone. This is the zone that I'm going to go into. If this is going to ruffle a few feathers, well, that's when my journey has been worth it. So this is how I think of legacy and redefining legacy.
लेकिन मुश्किल नहीं था।
See, ना बोलना भी तो मुश्किल होता है। अगर आप सिर्फ वही reproduce कर रहे हो that you've been told or what you've been given, then you're reproducing the same thing. I think that every opportunity you got was wasted on you. And that's why I think that it's very important. I've got people sitting here, most of them are undergraduates. Just make a note of it. You are going to find a path, but education is not just about finding the right job or being able to get a good salary package. I just don't like that word package.
Oh, thank you so much for saying it out loud that education is not for the job and
I mean, it's very important to have to earn a livelihood, to be able to put a meal or two on your table, to be able to afford to make ends meet. But beyond that, once you've ticked that box, once that's happened, once you've found a way of earning a livelihood, the next question you should be asking yourself is, am I being true to myself? And it's only when you're true to yourself, I think you are going to be able to make a difference. I'm not saying I've quite landed, but I think that I'm on the path. Now only future is going to tell what legacy I leave behind, but I hope that it's a good one. Fingers crossed.